with this week in TCGs number 14, where the TCG news is so fresh and oh so clean. Let's get it. Alright, so this week, what we're looking at, starting off, we got DC Dual Force. There's been a lot of information to drop on it. They have the beta. It's a closed beta. This weekend you can get in. I guess today is the first day that it's starting, so I guess if you're in, you're in. If you're not, you're not. Maybe check your email. But anyway, yeah, so the combat has been further explained. On the site, they say, in this post, we'll be taking our first leap into combat. We wanted to capture all the punchiness of DC Comics and Dual Force, but along with that comes some rules of engagement. Let's start talking about recruits. You know, they're creatures. On your turn, you can choose to attack with your recruits. When you attack with the recruit, you get to choose what they attack. I'm sure mostly it's going to be the front row. There's two rows. Generally, recruits can only attack once. When a recruit attacks another recruit, they deal each other equal damage. I mean, of course, but I mean, according to their power. And additionally, when a recruit takes damage, it stays damaged. It's not like a healing type magic game. Alright, so many recruits will be just a copper. And how that goes is that you'll get, on the first turn, you'll get 1 bronze, not copper. And then second turn, you'll get 2 bronze. And these things will show up right here. So like first turn, you get a bronze. Second turn, you get 2 bronze. Then the third turn, you'll get a silver and a bronze. Then the fourth turn, you'll get 2 silver. Fifth turn, you'll get 1 gold and 1 silver. And for the followers of me, the few followers that I have, you'll look at my game that I had when I did my interview. I had the metal type of thing as my casting cost. But whatever, it is what it is. But, you know, they've been working on theirs 2 years before me, I'm sure. But anyway, yeah, so cards in front protect the direct cards right in back of them. So protected leader, protected recruit. My game was so much like this that I was working on. I hate it. But what do you do? Alright, and then leaders create charges. We're the leaders in the charges. And we've really already went over this. But leaders create charges, and the charges give you other, like a secondary type of resource to do things. And there's 5 factions. We've gone over that. And then game looks real good. There's a selective mulligan. There's adrenaline is a keyword. If nothing in hand, then you get the adrenaline keyword. They're gonna have PvE, player versus environment, as well as the normal player versus player modes. 4 levels of rarity. A lot of good stuff. So Dual Force coming soon. Be on the lookout for that. Moving along on to the snap. Into the SpiderVerse.
Hey everybody, it's Ben Roden. Wow, I have a scoop for you. My sources tell me a new season of Marvel Snap is upon us, and it's called SpiderVerse. No need to bury the lead here. This month's season pass card is Ghost Spider. Move the last card you played to her. Radiate your cards across the multiverse, which will help you trigger extra buffs on old favorites like Human Torch and Vulture, or rescue cards lost to a losing position on locations like the Kiln or the Vault. She can even move cards to the right. Breaking news. This just in. I begin exclusive intel of new variants becoming available during SpiderVerse. Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and you won't see this exclusive in those other rags. It's Ghost Spider 2099. And that's not all. Make sure to click these awesome variants out when they launch. Venom, Venomized Ghost Spider, another Ghost Spider, Electro, Venomized Silk. Wait a minute, Silk? Extra, read all about it. Hot off the presses, Silk is just one of several new cards that you won't want. You won't want to miss this season. Silk has the most finely tuned spider sense of anyone who has spider powers. Her ability is that after any card is played where she is, she moves to another location. With great power comes great mobility. Silk can rocket across the board turn after turn. She can swing into Kunlun for +2 power over and over, or sneak into locations like Sanctum Sanctorum that are otherwise tricky to access. There's a bunch of other great cards launching this season, including Spider-Man 2099, also known as Miguel O'Hara. He's an ultimate Spider-Man from the future who's here to...
But they say Spider-Punk is the best of them all. But yeah, the new SpiderVerse expansion is going to be crazy. All based around movement, pretty much. And they can whip to the last card you played to its location. Ghost Spider can, as you saw. And yeah, that's going to really shake things up on Marvel Snap. Alright, moving along. We got, as I'm sure you've already heard, Disney Lorcana is being sued by Upper Deck because it alleges that publisher Ravensburger and co-designer Ryan Miller stole its intellectual property. The pending launch of Ravensburger's Disney Lorcana trading card game is now threatened by an explosive new lawsuit issued by the Upper Deck Company. In the 19-page complaint issued today to a California court, the rival publisher alleges that co-designer Ryan Miller previously created a similar game that is nearly identical to Disney Lorcana while under contract with Upper Deck. And in addition to other requests for relief, Upper Deck is asking the judge for an injunction that would halt the release of Disney Lorcana, currently expected at this year's Gen Con convention in August. And that's like the only game that's booked up. I got my Gen Con ticket, but like I hear that people are like, they signed up for like 10 sessions of Lorcana over the 4-day total week of the convention. And then, but the thing is though that they're gonna have to relinquish some of those seats because that's just unfair. So hopefully, like I did last year with the One Piece, I can weasel my way into the Lorcana demo. But though, they're also thinking that, like, you know, this lawsuit might hold up the release of the game. But as my guys today theorized, Disney's so rich they're probably just gonna pay it off because they've already printed the cards. But throughout Miller's time as lead game designer for Rush of Ecor, Miller had direct access to Upper Deck's confidential proprietary information, including, without limitation, Rush of Ecor draft rules, concepts, components, designs, marketing strategies, and plans for implementation. And that word Ecor is also used by the game that I just covered, Birthright Alliance of Lords. They have the Ecor. To the left is the symbol for Ecor, the power that fuels your Lord's birthright. And then I went ahead and look that word up, and then so Ecor means Greek mythology, the fluid that flows like blood in the veins of the gods. So I learned a new word today. And the archaic is a watery discharge from a wound. I'll go with the Greek terminology. Alright, but anyway, yeah, back to the lawsuit. So pretty much Upper Deck, if they have the hard evidence, they might have a case. But yeah, and then update June 8th, they're really just outlining the whole case. Nicholas and Tomasek LLP. They're just who's all involved in California. In update 8, following the publication of this article, a representative from Ravensburger told Polygon that they had yet to be served with a complaint. But do we believe that? Probably not. Alright, and then read a couple comments. Okay, proving this to the jury might be a tough sell unless they have a few smoking guns. Visual representation, reused art assets could be huge if they are literal copy-paste. But I have a feeling that things like UI layout will look different enough between the titles that people won't go, hey, that's a total ripoff. The reality is that it's not really all about the assets or mechanics so much as it is about Miller's professional conduct. Even in the two games are very much dissimilar, it's believed that he breached contract and improperly utilized any of Upper Deck's resources. So we'll see in the coming days or coming months or whatnot. Cut that out. Alright, yeah, so moving along. Alright, we got Aragorn. People are in a tizzy about this, even though this was already like shown the art a while ago. But Black Aragorn in the new MTG Lord of the Rings set is a point of contention for folks. Read it out. The changing of a Lord of the Rings character's race from white to black. In a collectible card game that has sparked controversy online, though Aragorn has been portrayed as white in previous Lord of the Rings media, in the Magic the Gathering artwork he's depicted as a black man with hair twist and graying goatee beard. And Aragorn is described in the books of Numeronian descent, a fictitious group of people who were fair-skinned. However, in a letter, J.R.R. Tolkien wrote that Numerians were best pictured in Egyptian terms. Okay, though it's debated whether that meant in cultural or ethnic terms. Okay, so there's a point for it. New artwork portraying Aragorn, a human character, in Magic the Gathering, released on social media on May 28th. and was met with both praise and outrage. So props is for it. Thomas Crown, this is just race baiting, a publicity stunt, stunning, and there's a lot of N's and G's. Melissa Kemper, the lack of respect for the source material disgusts me. You are desecrating. This is Aragorn, white dude. Fun fact, people are allowed to interpret characters in a way they choose. Yeah, me, I watched them first 3 movies. I didn't really pay too much attention to them, but I don't care. But most people do, because Lord of the Rings is where magic basically comes from, more or less. Alright, more magic news. Magic Online now has 2-factor authentication for Magic Online. If you have any crypto, I'm sure you know all about this. And they'll send you a text or whatever to your phone, and then you gotta pretty much prove that that's you 2 different ways. But yeah, that's what's up. So accounts are more secure. You gotta type in a 20 digit or whatever numeral code. That's cool. All right, and then the bounty on the Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings One Ring card leaps to $1 million. The bidding war for the MTG Lord of the Rings One Ring card continues to rage, with the new highest offer cracking the $1 million mark. Dave and Adam's Card World, they pretty much bid $1 million for it. And the $1 million offer is beating the previous bid for $500K by football player Cassius March. And unofficial bidding war has been underway this week ever since March himself kicked things off on May 31st with an offer for $190K for whoever pulls the one ring. And then Dave and Adams, they recently paid $250K for an autographed Drew Jones baseball card, for instance. And there's a lot. Let's check out a second of this video.
Hello, Hobby. Today is Wednesday, June 7th. I'm your host, Meerkat. Welcome to Card News Now, where we'll cover what's happening in the hobby today. First up, as is Wednesday tradition, we will go over the new releases set to hit sites and shelves this Friday, June 9th. Kicking things off is a big one for footy fans with 2022-23 Panini Select FIFA Soccer hobby boxes dropping. The popular Select brand returns to soccer for the 2022-23 season with a FIFA release featuring 20 national teams and a 250-card, 3-tier, terrace, mezzanine, field level, base set with a rainbow of parallels.
And we'll talk about sports and crafts screwed in. Alright, but moving along, we got Genesis Battle of the Champions. The new owners, they're talking about they're gonna be doing weekly updates now with the new CEO and the lead designer Jeff Pacito. They'll be fully paying off the artist that contributed to the Invasion set that is yet to release, and some designers of the old game or whatever, they're coming back, and hopefully pretty much they'll get mostly everybody back on deck to design Genesis. Alright, moving along, we got Yu-Gi-Oh! They say that it's a very bad meta. I don't play right now, but let's see what some of the people are saying.
In a matter of days. That's like an awful place to be in, right? When people whose job it is to play this game for a living don't want to play the game anymore. Anyway, let's talk about why. First, the meta. It sucks. Yes, the metagame is diverse in a sense. One of probably like 10 different decks could probably win you a national or an equivalent tournament, but when you look at overall play rate percentages, it is clear Cash Tier is really the only game in town. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players have like a worm in their brain that tells them you need to be quantifying Tier 0 formats, classifying them only if a deck gets 65% representation at top cuts. But there have been a lot of high-level tournaments recently where Cash Tier has fulfilled that condition. I personally think that describing formats in that way isn't particularly helpful, and a true Tier 0 format is one in which you are absolutely deck building for one deck in particular and nothing else. I don't think we're there with Cash. But I do think the Cash Tier is a fucking miserable deck to be occupying the top spot. Yes, the deck has this like 1 in 1,000 chance to lock 9 of your zones, but more important than all of that is their main boss monster, a Rise Heart. He's a big macrocosmos which turns off like 60% of all Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards ever printed. He also creates these really frustrating game states to keep track of, where every time anyone activates anything, you have to do this little side quest where you attach a card from the Vanish Zone to a Rise Heart as Chain Link 1 because it's a mandatory ability. It's like a flu style gameplay where you're building a chain constantly, and the card
sounds miserable. But this guy is saying that Sky Strikers, they've got some new support. He's saying that there's too many floodgate traps. You gotta have or draw the out too much. You need to draw a certain card. If you don't, you lose. And like people are saying, like it's a 90% scoop up game right now, and 10% getting to play a real match. Decks are more and more powerful for going first. I'm glad I'm not playing right now. Alright, then we got lastly for the majors, we got KeyForge, the Master Vault updates and Winds of Exchange scanning. So, okay, a continued a continuing journey. A great deal of work has been done by Team Ghost Galaxy on the many complex facets that comprise KeyForge since we purchased them from Fantasy Flight in summer of 2022. The most innovative and amazing feature of KeyForge is surely the fact that every deck is completely unique in the world. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, wait a minute. You mean I have to scan all my decks again? Yeah, for some weird reason, you got to scan all your decks again because they're switching over the, they're basically switching over the platform. In Legacy decks, all decks scanned by players prior to May 31st are found in their new Legacy Decks section on the KeyForge Master Vault, so all the previous data is still intact, but ownership tournament requirements. At official KeyForge tournaments starting with this upcoming Vault Tour, participants will need to either own the played decks, or the played decks will need to be owned by one or more friends. See more for friends below. The playstyle tournament software we'll be using will check for ownership or friend connection for decks. So, Strange New World, they got ownership advantages. Why go through the process of introducing Master Vault ownership? Establishing ownership of a given deck allows Ghost Galaxy to solve certain challenges with respect to KeyForge and provide new services to players such as deck copies. In the near future, Ghost Galaxy will allow deck ownership to purchase custom printed copies of their decks. These decks will feature a special border and text to indicate that they're copies. Deck copies will be allowed in official tournaments provided the player has the ownership of the original deck. Alright, so translated copies, you can use foreign decks now and then print them out in English. That's pretty cool. So now it's like the time to scoop up those cheap copies of stuff. Translated copies, foreign language, theft mitigation, more to come. And they've got a new Alliance deck builder. Today also sees the launch of the Master Vault tool, allowing players to forge and store Alliance decks. The Alliance feature allows users to choose 3 pods from up to the 3 decks they own or that their friends own, so that's crazier. The tool allows users to name the Alliance deck and create notes on it, so all kind of crazy stuff. Digital Amber, this is going to be the new currency that takes over Amber Shards. Same thing, same principle. Friends, you can share your decks with your friends. Wild event keys. This is how the tournaments are going to run, and they're going to scan the decks whenever you play the tournament, so you got to have the official real deal and your free entry key. Blah, blah, blah. Alright. Strange New World we're going into with this Ghost Galaxy KeyForge, but some of it I like. Alright, on to the indies. Battle of Dark Illusions trading card game. Looks like they have 10,500 of a $500 goal with 9 backers. Something sounds mighty fishy about that, but 14 days to go. Somebody dumped 10K into it. They don't have sound on their video. I don't know why. A lot of 4-4s, a 4-1, a 2-4. Very. Hate one-time speed. Looks like 6 front row, 6 back row. You want to play the monster card, click to see it. Alright, but you get the picture. One-time speed though. 20 life is what it is on that. 4 starters. And then for $1 you can get beta access to the Android game. Okay, Android game, cool. $5 to 2 digital packs. $20 you can get a starter deck. 50 a legendary card, and a booster pack for 89 bucks. All right, moving along to Drunken Dragons. Grab a drink. Spin your drinks on powerful cards. Samurai Challenger. FU card. Hire Drunk Hitman. Set nasty traps. Got your trick. right, but looks like they're gonna make it. They got 22 days to go. They got a stack looking for 1,600, and they're going full force with the lewdness. And $14 gets you a starter deck. 26, 2 starter decks, bunch of starter deck offers. Not really a booster box, looks like. All right, but yeah, that's cool. That's kind of lewdness. That's what's up. All right, then we got Ward TCG. Let's see what they're talking about. $1 pledge of the 30,000 gold. Over 100 cards to collect. Build your decks and prepare for Ward. It didn't tell me anything about the game except for that it's a trading card game. Alright, $20 first edition booster pack. $1,000 make your own card. $100 handcrafted demo card. $1. Alright, 58 days to go. Get it while the getting is good. Alright, and last up for the day. And what up, Omega, Lou, and Lenny? SickWishes.com. Alright, Slime Wars. Let's see what Slime Wars are talking about. I don't know what's with this pop-up. Alright, Slime Wars, we gotta read it. Alright, $295 of a $7,500 goal, 26 days to go. These slimes look a lot like prophylactics to me, but maybe that's just me. Slime Wars. Slime Wars is a 2 to 4 player tabletop card game using slimes to progress through the play deck. Man, you know what? This isn't even really too much a TCG as it is just a tabletop card game. Alright, but anyway, $12 or more will get you early bird packs. 52 card deck, tuck box, and rule book. Pretty cheap. $9 really. Yeah, that was the early bird, and $15 will get you that normally. And yeah, so it looks like pretty much cheap game, $12. Okay, and here goes the video.
Welcome to the tutorial video of Slime Wars. I'm going to give you a quick tutorial of this 52 card game. Now we're going to assume that we have 2 players here. So we're going to draw 7 cards for each player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that will be the hand for each character that we're going to play with today. Now we've got to flip 1 card over. Unfortunately, it's a trophy slime, so we're going to take it.
Alright, the fact that it doesn't go at 2 times speed, but you see what it's talking about, those Slime Wars. My man talking a little slow. But alright, that was This Week in TCGs, number 14. Come back in another 2 for This Week in TCGs, number 15. Holla at your boy.